Hello viewers, I'm Simon Preston and welcome to Reggae Boyz Commentary. Yes, here we are, another edition of Reggae Boyz Commentary and what I like to call Tactical Boys. Yeah, Tactical Boys, where we recap Jamaica's performances and how they set up tactically for performances that they have been involved in. And these are past games, let me just say. And excuse me one moment. Right, so what I'm gonna do is, like I said, I have promised, I have the board, and I'm gonna show you in future editions of this what are my thoughts about how I would set up the team for the first World Cup qualifier against Mexico next year, and also in addition to that, how should we set up on the road, where should Michael Hector play, and all those sorts of questions. But first, in our first ever edition of Tactical Boys, let's go back to a pleasant moment almost 8 years ago. The 8-year anniversary is approaching. February 6, 2013, Estadio Azteca. You guys remember that game, don't you? Yes. Mexico against Jamaica, the 0-0 draw. Now, let me show you how we set up for this encounter. Alright, here we go. You guys can see? You guys can see? You know what? To make sure that you guys can see, let me just move the camera just a little. Bear with me a moment, Reggae Boyz fans, while I make these adjustments. Yeah, because I thought that where my camera was at the moment, it would have been alright where it was for the time being, but I'm going to make a slight adjustment. And hopefully, you all will be able to see this piece of brilliance. Well, I hope so. Here we go. So that should be better. So, as you can see, this is the starting 11 that we had, right? So work with me here. This is Donovan Ricketts. Let me just say before we go into this tactical setup, you can see Ryan Johnson. Great. So, two things. One, before heading into this Mexico game, remember we had a different sort of team. We had Dwayne Miller, who was between the sticks. We had Lovell Palmer at right back. We had Jason Morrison beside Rudolph Austin, and we also had Luton Shelton up top in a front three. Luton Shelton had an injury. Jermaine Beckford had an injury. So instead of a 4-3-3, 3-5-2, in this game we went with a 4-4-1-1. That's what we went for in this game. So as you can see here, Ricketts, he went back between the sticks. Naira Nosworthy, Adrian Mariappa, Demar Phillips left back, Jermaine Taylor right back. I'm going to see in future editions if I should do this. We'll see. We'll see how things go where this is concerned. But yeah, Rudolph Austin and Marvin Elliott, central midfield. Gareth McCleary, Joby McAnuff, Jermaine Teddy Johnson. Don't worry about these pink writings for now, I'll get to it. And Ryan Johnson. Okay? So, as you can see here, it's not a formation that we used quite often. The 4-4-1-1 is not something that we use quite often. In fact, this is the first time that we're using such a system on the Tapa. So, a lot of question marks, right? McAnuff, his first game for the national team in almost 10 years. McCleary, a debut. Jermaine Taylor, a natural centre-half playing at right back. Marvin Elliott partnering beside Austin. And remember, we came into this game with a few nerves. We got knocked out in the first round of the Caribbean Cup. There were question marks about how we're going to do, and still players to come into the squad for the final round. But what did we do? What did we do that really gave the Mexicans something to think about? Alright, well, let's start at the back, shall we? This man, Naira Nosworthy. This man, Adrian Mariappa. They were in sync together. They worked quite well together. They mopped up anything in front of them, behind them, to their left, to their right. Absolutely everything. This man over here, this is Jermaine Taylor. He wasn't a flying forward player. He more just held his position. And this frustrated the Mexicans on their left-hand side. DeMar Phillips, on the other hand, he was the man that was bombing forward, looking for space, looking for opportunities. Even came centrally as well to partner in behind Austin and Elliott. So this created, in certain aspects, an overload in midfield. So that is why the Mexicans were targeting this right-hand side quite often. But McCleary, who whipped in a ball towards McAnuff, also did some good work defensively as well. Jermaine Johnson, he gave good support to Ryan Johnson, but Ryan Johnson's one-on-one, as we know, wasn't able to get past the goalkeeper Corona. And speaking about the Mexicans, how did the Mexicans line up? Well, on the Mexican side of things, it was an intriguing one. 4-3-3. Yes, that's right. 4-3-3. Corona in goal, and we know the dynamic front three that they had with Peralta, who won gold for them in the Olympic Games the year before, Chicharito and Giovanni Dos Santos. And behind them, hard-working, energetic, tenacious midfield of Moreno, Hector Herrera and Andres Guardado. Quite a unit this was. Peralta was often on the ball, and on his side of the field was none other than DeMar Phillips. DeMar Phillips kept this man very, very quiet. This contributed greatly to that result. Peralta wasn't given the time, space, or freedom to make his mark on the pitch. At all. Chicharito, limited opportunities. Giovanni Dos Santos had time on the ball, but wasn't given the opportunity to pull the trigger. And that is why the two best chances of the game fell to not Mexico, not the home team, not the team with a formidable home record at the Estadio Azteca, but the visitors from the Caribbean, the Reggae Boyz. You see what I'm saying? You're going to see some things in pink here, right? McCleary was substituted in the 84th minute, right? Omar Daly came on for him. Not really much time, but he made an impact. Jermaine Johnson, he was replaced by Theo Robinson in the 53rd minute. Theo came more so to the left-hand side and acted in a way as a kind of support towards Ryan Johnson. So the system slightly shifted to a 4-4-2 formation, right? So that being said, Theo Robinson, what he was able to do was to torment the Mexicans on this side. And if he was given just an inch of more space, then he would have been on the score sheet. If you watch over the game, you'll see. And Ryan Johnson was substituted in the 81st minute for Tremaine Stewart. If you ask me, I would say it was 2 points dropped for Jamaica. But bearing in mind the circumstances of teams going to the Azteca and avoiding defeat is very slim. Outside of the US, Costa Rica and Honduras, we became the 4th team in the region to never lose a game at this place. And guess what? We did it. We pulled it off. Look back at that starting 11. Ricketts, Jermaine Taylor, Nairo Nosworthy, Adrian Mariappa, DeMar Phillips, Rudolph Austin, Marvin Elliott, Gareth McCleary, Joby McAnuff, Jermaine Teddy Johnson, and Ryan Johnson. Alright, Reggae Boyz fans, thank you very much for watching Tactical Boys for this week. As I said, I'm going to continue to use this board and see what I can do as it relates to my potential starting 11 for Jamaica for the qualifiers. I'm going to look at how we should set up at home, away, and Michael Hector's position. If you want to see another edition of Tactical Boys, leave your comments in below. Don't forget to like this video as well. And when I mean by tactical, we can look back at the performances that stood out for us, like that Gold Cup semi-final victory over the United States in 2015, that Gold Cup semi-final victory over Mexico in 2017, that 2-1 victory over Chile in 2016. If we want, we can break it down some more tactically and see, you know, the areas that we worked out so well, you know, mainly for the games that we won. So let's rejoice in those good moments, shall we? Yeah, let's do so, Reggae Boyz fans. Let's do so. If you like this video, leave your comments in below, and don't forget to subscribe to Reggae Boyz Commentary.